just kiss it. Hey fish fans, Fish for You is here and on shelves. I'm sure some of you are already getting your copies. And to celebrate this book, I'm gonna cook something out of it. Look at this piece of haddock. I love the crispiness on this fish, and it doesn't really take a lot to get a beautiful crispy fish. And then this is an Indian spiced broth, tomato chutney. It's got some beans and some kale. So why don't we do it together? Let's get at it. You don't need a non-stick pan to cook really good fish. What you do need is a nice heavy bottom pan. Get that on full whack and then give it a nice shot of oil. If you want the pan to be non-stick, lean into the oil a bit. You're not gonna eat all of it. It's just gonna create a nice slick to get the fish in there. Speaking of fish, this is haddock. Beautiful white firm fish. You could use cod if you wanted to, halibut if you wanted to. This stuff is really great. It's gonna cook up in a flash, but a quick tip, you wanna give it a pat. Make sure the fish is always nice and dry. This stuff is looking pretty good. And then the seasoning's pretty simple. You want that nice flaky sea salt on there, and be generous with the salt. You're gonna lose some when it cooks. So you want enough to hang in there. That's how you make fish stay really nice and tasty. So it's all about that golden crust. Oven's preheated at 400 degrees. Get that in, you wanna hear a good sizzle. That's great. Let that sizzle for just a couple seconds on high heat. Move around the pan. That fish is gonna be kind of stuck to the pan. You wanna let it stick to the pan. Let it hang out there and get a crust. Don't try and move it, because that's when things are gonna go wrong. Just leave it in there, have a little patience, I promise you, it'll be beautiful. So, into an oven, 400 degrees. Good luck in there. So while that does its thing, let's make the broth. So the broth is really delicious, super tasty. It too starts with a nice glug of oil, and then it happens fairly fast. So I've got some fennel seeds here. This is a beautiful flavor. These things really open up, and it's got that little kiss of licorice that I love. That can go right into the pan. The oil's gonna pick up some of the flavor of the fennel seeds. You can see them dancing around in there. And then it's time to go in with ginger, onions, and garlic. This is an Indian spiced broth. So ginger, onions, and garlic are at home here. They belong in this kind of a broth. Super delicious. Okay, and then it's time for some real spices. So the fennel seasons the oil, and then you get the veg cooking in that little fennel oil. Yummy! Then it's time for the spices. So allspice, what a great, wonderful, warm, earthy spice. Same with clove, but clove is a big flavor. Just kiss it. Just a touch of cloves in there. And then this is where things get really fun. A little shot of cardamom. It's floral, it's pungent, it's almost like edible perfume. And then cumin. You can't have a curry broth without some of that good old-fashioned cumin. Like a warm sweater on a cold day, you want cumin in your little curry broth. And then things heat up a little bit with a touch of chili oil. This is homemade chili oil, but you can use your favorite chili oil that you have. Get that in there. Lots of spice notes going on in there. So a shot of sugar is just gonna round everything off. And that's pretty delicious in there. That smell is so heavenly. Little touch of salt. And then this is where things get fun. I really think fish and meat sometimes belong together, especially in this case, beef stock. You don't have to add beef stock if you don't want to, but I find the flavor of those warm spices and the beef stock is a little heaven on earth. And this is kind of modeled after a ramen. And ramen usually has a bit of a fat slick on the top of it. So just a little shot of butter. Maybe a lot, okay, maybe not that much. It's a little too much. Should we, okay. And then you can put all that butter in. And I like the warmth that gives, and it gives it a nice richness and an unctuousness and like a lip smacking quality. So if you got the broth and your kitchen's starting to smell good, good things are happening. So for the kale, this is really simple. I just chop this kale up. Sometimes I leave the stems on it if they're not too woody, but this is pretty good. It's not massaged or anything. It's gonna be great. And you wanna hear a little crackle and pop. That's a great sound for kale. With a little bit of ginger, pinchy of salt, and then a stick of butter. My word, braised kale, the thing of beauty. And then once the kale's cooked, just some cannellini beans, white beans if you want. You can use a kidney bean, a navy bean, cannellini bean, whatever you got's fine. Sugar and the spices and the warmth, so delicious, and the butter. So this recipe also has a tomato jam in it. This jam is really simple. It's just diced tomatoes, some spices, sugar, vinegar. You cook it down until you have this kind of a wonderful texture, and it's got some kisses of cinnamon in it, and it's actually really fun because it's sweet and tart, super good. All right, let's start to plate it. So in with the kale and the beans. It smells so wonderful. This is a dish fit for this time of the year. It's a little chilly out. This will warm you right up. And then in with that broth, you can mix it around and then pour it onto the kale. And the fish, it's time for fish. Look at how nice and cooked it is. It's still got a little give. It's nice and shiny. That's how you know your fish is cooked. It'll come right out of the pan and then into that beautiful broth. Oh, lovely, nice golden crust. And then a perfect little dollop of the tomatoes. Chutney on it. Woohoo! Do you need anything else in your life? A nice crispy piece of fish with a warm broth. It's so exciting. I love this recipe. It's a little bit elegant, it's a lot warm, and it's a lot delicious. Crispy piece of haddock with a sweet chutney on top. Little piece of perfection. Fish for you, out now. Go get it. This is great.